All right, and we're back here on S&J Sports Talk podcast, bringing you an updated information. Yesterday, we actually were together, and me and my co-host here, Jonathan, and we actually had recorded a podcast. The moment we were done recording that podcast, I'd say about 5 minutes later, there was news of an injury in the Monday night football game yesterday from our brother Damar Hamlin. And so the S&J Sports Talk podcast wants to send out our prayers to Damar Hamlin. We're hoping that he has a full recovery, that his brain's okay, his body's okay, his heart's okay. For those of you who haven't seen the situation or the video clip yet, he passed out on the field, just collapsed. And it was a scary sight to see, you know, the highlight video of it, the replay of it. And then, of course, you're watching the players from on the field, the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals. Damar Hamlin plays for the Buffalo Bills, defensive safety. And to see them on the field, they were crying, thrown up on the field, huddled around, praying. Everybody one knee, just praying. Both teams, both coaches. So you could tell that the situation was very serious. Jonathan, what was your immediate reaction from what you saw? What did you see? You actually let me know right after we had recorded our podcast. You said, oh, man, the game got postponed. Someone collapsed. And I kind of thought a concussion maybe, something happened real quickly. And then we realized it was a lot more serious. So
yeah, that was my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts was like, I'm guessing, okay, he had a hit to the head or whatnot, and the team put him back out there next play. Yeah. And then he fell or whatnot. But then going to look at the replay, like, that's a scary sight to see, man, because, you know, it's like the players out there are thinking at it from a different angle than the fans and whatnot. They're like, yo, that could be me. Because it's like, and then that looked like a normal hit, too. Like, you know, just go and make a tackle or whatnot. It happens every week in the NFL, so it's like,
right.
Really want to know what happened, right? And then they're on the field, they're doing CPR, applying the AED to him and whatnot. It's like that's sad and scary sight to see. So
right, I don't know when was the last time I saw an NFL player or an athlete in general have to get CPR
on the field.
Yeah, on the field, or on the court, or anything like that.
It's a scary sight to see. Like they said, the medics had to rush out there. It's like, you know, because normally, man, in the NFL, you see an injury, right? It's maybe someone broke their leg or the ACL or something. Mm-hmm. You know, the medic still rushes out there, but it's not. They're saying it wasn't as urgent as they did last night. You know,
right? Yeah, you could tell when they were running out there that it was urgent. Them running back and forth, and apparently he wasn't breathing.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin wasn't breathing
for a number of minutes, and that's a very scary sight. Speaking from an athlete's perspective. Former athlete's perspective, you know, I've seen people get ACL tears and go down in pain, I've broken bones. Other people I know have broken bones on the court with me. I've heard it, but I've never seen somebody on the court pass out like that. Yeah. That would be a scary sight, man. Mm-hmm. Just to see someone stop breathing, it's a very scary sight. I've seen different people have heart attacks. I've seen people have strokes and seen people have seizures, and one of the scariest thoughts you can have is that this person in front of you is about to die or is dying. That's one of the scariest thoughts. And so I felt that the moment I saw that video of him drop, it was triggering.
It was a different kind of drop too. It was like, well, like
not even a bent knees collapse. It was like someone hit the electrical off switch. Yeah, and it was like off. Yeah, and he just went off and fell. And I knew he wasn't all right because if you look at even when he was on the ground and he was getting up, he used the Cincinnati Bengals player's arm to help him get up. He was getting up and he kind of leaned on. I forget what player it was.
Left hand kind of like try and go to his helmet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And whatnot. So.
And so we really, honestly, at this point right now, he's in critical condition. I believe at the University of Cincinnati Hospital. There's not, there's no word. There's no news right now. We know he's in critical condition, but there's no news as far as his state of mind, his consciousness. We don't know if he's in a coma. Is he going to wake up out of consciousness? He's heavily sedated. So there's a lot of unknown right now. A lot of stuff happened right immediately after that because the NFL game got postponed for about, I think it was about an hour or so.
Yeah.
It was about an hour or so that the game was postponed. No one knew was the game canceled, was the game continuing on. And obviously it shows a lot of questions were brought out of this situation. Oh, yeah. It shows
just within that hour, a lot of questions.
Right. Because you could tell that the medical staff, they might have had protocol to follow, but they obviously were like, this might be beyond us. We might need to hurry up and get some ambulance and medics, which is what they did. They were performing CPR on the field. It made me think, though, they're saying that this was a cardiac arrest, heart attack, heart failure. Would the medical team not have the proper tools available right there to take care of a heart attack or a cardiac arrest?
They have a medic team. Every NFL team has a medic team, right? And like the ambulance literally brought out, like rushed out there.
Right.
So that was the medic team. They had like CPR, AED, but that's a good question. What do you mean by that though? Like,
well, I'm wondering if he wasn't breathing.
Yeah.
Because the questions are going to be asked now. What exactly is the NFL medical team, the team that's on staff for a game? What are they prepared to handle with what happens on the field? Are they just prepared to handle concussions? Are they just prepared to handle asthma attacks? Are they just prepared? Like if somebody passes out from a heart attack, are they not prepared to handle that?
Yeah.
You know, these are questions that are going to be asked now. We really don't know if it stemmed from the hit. There's so many speculations right now. Everyone's free to have their own speculation. We all want Damar Hamlin to get better.
Yeah.
You know, and us being observers, us being in the conversation as fans and observers, we're kind of talking about how the NFL could handle this situation better.
Yeah.
How the NFL can move forward. Football players can move forward. I think the football players are asking the same question because in all of their mind, like you said, they could have been out on the field and everyone's watching how did the NFL handle a player being on the field fighting for his life.
Yeah.
At that moment, you have a certain amount of time. You might have had 10 to 15 minutes of time to make sure this player does not die. Versus
it was less than that.
It might have been less than that. We don't know right now if how he's going to progress moving forward. So, excuse me, in that moment, the only thing that mattered or should matter was the life of that player.
Yeah.
That's where the player's perspective was. It seems like everyone around the NFL, the majority of fans who were there.
Every future player. I don't know a player like even high school sports and whatnot that said they should have went out there and played the game. I didn't hear no talk about why they're postponing the game, why they're suspending the game.
Yeah.
Move him to the sidelines. Like, no, bro. Like that dude couldn't breathe. Like Damar Hamlin couldn't breathe. Bro. So it's like,
and they had to from what I heard, they had to rip open his jersey just to get
they had to do CPR in front of the whole team. So everyone wasn't prepared to see that. Right. So
Right. So there's a lot of after about an hour, the game was officially canceled. And apparently on the TV networks, on ESPN, they were saying, hey, the team's got 5 minutes to go back in the locker room and then come back out here and play. A lot of people right now are getting on the NFL saying, hey, what's that about? You guys were ready to just roll the man over to the side and keep the game going so that you could have a big primetime game, and I understand the NFL is a business. A lot of people on TV are like, hey, we're brothers, we're a brotherhood. The NFL is a business bottom line, and so they're thinking about a business decision. But a lot of players that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way is the fact that the NFL was trying to move forward with the game.
As it should,
it took the players and the coaches to say, hey, we're not moving forward right now at this time.
Yeah, because, like the Cincinnati Bengals head coach, I believe, or one of the coaches, I'm pretty sure it's the Cincinnati Bengals head coach, he went over to the Bills head coach, and they started talking and whatnot. And then in the locker rooms, they went over and started talking to each other and whatnot.
Right.
But it's like, even at that, like, just for, like, the NFL, like, for the league, the organization, just to take, like, an hour to make that decision, it shows, like, it really is a business. Like, they just about their money. Because it's like,
they said the game should have been postponed way ahead of that.
He was on the field. They were working on him on the field for like 10 minutes.
Right.
So it's like at that point in time, bro, you see the players are crying. They're throwing up. They're like they don't even know what's about to happen next. They're some players in their mind. They're thinking that Damar Hamlin was dead, bro.
Exactly.
So it's like
exactly.
It's like, is their mind even fully capable to go out there and play?
Yeah, they're like,
and so
were we just on the field with this man, and he died on the field,
and then
playing career.
So
different.
for the NFL to take like an hour for that decision, that's questions are gonna be raised, bro. Because it's it's like, do you even care about the players at this point? And then you brought up a good question, like, what is the medic team prepared to handle, right?
Right. Those are the questions that are being asked now.
Because I was watching this person. He said, listen, the medic team's like, they're used to like just concussions, maybe ACL or ankle or something, you know. But it's like, do you actually have the right medic team out there or whatnot, you know? So,
if somebody stops breathing, you know, athletes play at a high level.
I was told, though, I will say this, from what I can see and from what I heard, that they follow all the right protocols.
So like, the NFL protocols.
Yeah, the medic team, they follow all the right protocols in that situation where he wasn't breathing. So, you know.
Because we're dealing with a matter of minutes. So, hopefully from this situation, the league and athletes all over the place, hopefully not just this league, but other teams in sports and children's sports and high school, college sports, everywhere will take better medical precautions for these situations. There's so many speculations out there. Some people are saying it's the way he got hit. Some people are saying he did get hit awkwardly. It wasn't like he tackled the man, but he was in front of him, and the man kind of ran into him.
He put his shoulder down,
put his shoulder down. His head kind of goes back a little bit, like he gets hit here. Maybe the chest to the throat area, somewhere around there.
Say even the spinal cord. So, it's a tough situation. I mean,
he was able to get up. You know, you see people fall down.
That's
and
what I was
thinking.
Down. That's what I was thinking. I was like, the fact he was able to get up.
Yeah.
But then he went back down. But it was the way he went back down. It wasn't like, hey, no, let me just stay down.
Went down flat.
It was like he shut off before then. So
yeah, and so that was triggering to see. You can see a lot of those guys on the field. Their mind, you're thinking this person might be dead. You know, and you see different people who you don't want to see nothing like that. You know, regardless of what team you were playing for, and to emotionally get yourself back together. If you think this man is dead, he's not breathing. Even if they bring him back to breathe a little bit, you know that this is a serious light, you know, it can go either way moment. You're not thinking about, I need to win this game to get to the playoffs still.
Yeah.
And so everybody, I saw there was a lot of reaction on social media. I don't know if you were able to see some of it.
Yeah. On
social media, you have people saying, hey, I paid my tickets for the game. I drove all this way. They need to they need to still move on with the game. You can't stop the whole NFL league for one player. That's a mistake of thought. That's not the right way to think of this situation because the whole league could stop over this one player in one situation.
Dude, honestly, bro, Buffalo Bills, the whole Cincinnati Bengals, they could just say, hey, we might not come out here for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And then they might start looking at the NFL, bro.
Because the NFL players are looking at the NFL like, if I pass out and I'm fighting for my life,
how you gonna
y'all gonna consider playing a game?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna consider finishing the game?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all gonna move forward with the game? At that moment, the only thing I kept thinking once I realized that he wasn't breathing, I was like, if this man passes away, the season might be done. The season could very well be done because players might not want to. The Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals might not recover from that game. They might not.
That would take a while to recover, man.
They might not. I'm not saying. I know some people talk about back in my day, we used to play football without helmets at all and all this. This is not your day. This is 2023 at this point now, and people value life. They should value life, but people value life over the game.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's just a game, right? It's just a game, right? And then people are so concerned about their few $100,000 that they spend on the tickets and whatnot, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a game, bro. It's like, if that was your son out there on the field, bro.
Yeah.
Who was struggling to breathe, bro. Like, would you want him just go in the ambulance and then have the game keep playing on or whatnot, you know? It's like, obviously, right, if, you know, there's been situations time and time again, like, almost every week, right? A player gets hurt, not every week, but a player gets injured every week, right? But there are times where a player, you know, maybe has a concussion or, like, they have to bring the medic team out there. But he always gives them like a thumb up or something. So the team
raise his hand on the way out, or I'm good.
The team knows, hey, he's good. Yeah. Like, we gonna go fight for our brother. Like, let's go get this win or whatnot. You know, this was
we're good to keep going.
This was a totally different situation.
This wasn't no less win for him, and both teams were shook.
Both teams
to watch somebody you think is dead right in front of you. Some of y'all have seen somebody die in front of you. Some of y'all have been with someone who's dead. That it's a scary sight to even think that the person is dead. The man who ran into him, I know he's thinking in his mind, did I just hit this man and unknowingly, without intention, accidentally give him a heart attack?
Yeah,
he's thinking that. Everyone's thinking it. The medical staff. Some people were saying pre-existing conditions. I believe in the NFL and all these professional sports, you're getting medical testing and physicals all the time. They're testing to make sure that you're good. If you have pre-existing conditions, it's normally known before the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all of those high-level sports. They do all types of checks on your medical history to make sure that you're okay and good.
And they even check you up, like, I'm pretty sure before every season, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get checked up. Make sure everything's good.
Right, exactly.
Get out there on the field.
And he's a young man, 24 years old. There's, now reports of other people. I think another player from former Jacksonville Jaguars player, he passed away within the last couple of days from a heart attack. People are starting to question, hey, is it something going on with the heart attacks, along with what's going on with the COVID shots and all of those things? People are asking a lot of questions. I think it's too early to speculate, to say for sure on any of those things.
To have a set thing that it
but we will learn more information. We can speculate right now, but man, you have people on Twitter, on Instagram, they're arguing over it was the hit. No, it was the vaccine. No, it was the NFL. Right now, we don't really know what it is. The only thing we know is this man's fighting for his life.
And we want him to get better.
We want him to get better, and we want to handle this situation better in the future. He should have. It would have been nice for him to get off that field earlier.
They didn't even have time to take him off the field.
They might not have had time.
Like, they're saying he started breathing when he hit the ground, bro. Like, you don't have time to just move him off the field, put him in the locker room, and then work on him. Like, you had to work on him right there.
You had to work on him at least. Hopefully,
that's how urgent it was.
Ambulance were on their way immediately.
Because, we see, like, time and time again, players, they might go to the blue tent on the sidelines, right? While the game's playing on. Like, it wasn't, like, they couldn't even do that. So, it was like, that situation, it shows how serious it is, man.
Right.
And then, so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions raised about this. And, like, I'm sure there'll be new protocols and whatnot.
That can be
from
a good
this situation, but I mean,
they're gonna say, "Hey,"
I guarantee you, bro. The players are gonna start looking at the NFL and be like, "Yo, like
if it's I'm true that they were told 5 minutes."
It's true because the commentators they announced it. They were like, "Hey,"
the NFL came out and tried to say, "We don't know where that came from."
Yeah, the vice president was like, "We don't know where that came from." Like, there was no discussion of playing the game. Then. Like, why were you guys talking with the coaches for, like, 30 minutes? It's like,
And from what I've seen, this is the morning after the game. From what I've seen with the NFL, everything is just about covering their tracks. All the statements they're releasing, everything they're saying is basically, hey, we performed CPR on the field. We did everything. We got his pulse back.
We did everything we were supposed to do.
Sent him off. Like, they're just trying to cover their tracks. And that's what it seems like. It seems like, hey, the NFL kind of has been in the hot seat when it comes to concussions and their health, the physical health of the players, the safety of the players.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, this is nothing to take away from Damar Hamlin, right? But, like, the NFL, they got sued, like, I want to say around 10 years. They got sued them a number of times, bro, for, like, concussions or whatnot.
Right.
Not having the right safety gear or whatnot. It's like, they have some questions. So you already have that past history, and then a situation like this, questions are going to be raised, bro.
Questions are going to be raised.
And then for you to want them to go out there and play that night. I mean, it's Monday night prime football, bro. Millions of millions of
a lot of money on that game
are watching that. So
we're going to the playoffs. These were two good teams. These were two teams that went far in the playoffs. I think they went to the divisional conference last year. Very good teams. Neither one of them wanted to take the field after that. I didn't hear one player say anything. My man, Skip Bayless, we got to talk about it. For those of y'all who have seen, my man, Skip Bayless, and I say my man I use the term very loosely. He got on Twitter, and I guess he was tweeting during the game,
He was tweeted like
tweeting throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
He was tweeting throughout the game about, it was only 5-6 minutes into the game, but he was tweeting about, hey, normally the players, normally when someone gets hurt, it's a few minutes and then stuff moves on. And then he tweeted a tweet saying something along the lines, you can go look up the tweet. I believe the tweet is still up. That's what a lot of people have the issue with. But his tweet it went through the roof. I think 100 million views or something like that. Like, it was insane with everyone looking at it, people calling him out saying, hey, what are you talking about? Basically, his tweet said,
why is the NFL thinking about considering
he was saying, but how is the NFL? He was saying certainly the NFL is thinking about
how are they going to postpone the game,
but how
this late in the season? Yeah,
this game is very crucial. It's very important. And he said, but it seems irrelevant now. But the part of his tweet where he was saying, hey, this game is very important for the seeding and for the divisional game. And apparently he tweeted that while Damar Hamlin was still on the field getting treatment. He wasn't breathing. He was getting treatment. And Skip Bayless's thought, being a journalist, being in Fox Sports and in the sports world and reporting, a lot of times these guys, they want to just get they want to be the first one to report on something or get the news out there. That's what they're conditioned to do, is constantly give the news. But in that moment, it came across very bad. It came across very, very bad. And the majority of, a lot of times when you say something and you mess up with what you say, if a lot of people are telling you, hey, that triggered me, what you said, listen to them. You don't have to, if you're saying something that you know is controversial, or
if you
say something.
Yeah, because there's been situations where someone hasn't done anything and people still get offended. He says something right here. Yeah. Right. So it's like, it's a different situation.
Apologize. Say, hey, I realize that this was very sensitive for a lot of people.
Just apologize straight up. We don't need no justifications.
He couldn't do it, man. Yeah. He couldn't do it. He had to do a follow-up tweet after the man was on the field, and he tweeted about, hey, how are they going to postpone this game? It just came across wrong. A lot of people told him, hey, take this down. I'm talking about white people, black people, Asian people, athletes, CEOs, regular fans. Everybody was like, Skip, take it down. Skip gets back on there and tweets another tweet talking about, no, the main thing is about his health. Sorry if that was misunderstood. The tone of the apology was wrong. So now at that point, it's kind of like when you're a child and your parent tells you to apologize to your brother and sister, and you're like, I'm sorry. And it's like, whoa. I didn't want you to just say it. Your tone needs to be right. Your heart needs to be right.
Yeah.
And so Skip Bayless was, his tone, the context, everything was out of line. And he couldn't really own or apologize.
Oh, not too, yeah.
I didn't listen to his apology today. A lot of people were talking about he apologized today on Undisputed. From what I hear, his co-host Shannon Sharp didn't even show up to the show today. So
that's a problem right there.
Yeah, it was a problem. So, and for the NFL, for Skip Bayless, people along those lines who are like, yeah, the NFL needs to just move forward. Very heartless, but it's very eye-opening to see who's thinking like that, because these players, especially when you talk about black players, if it was Tom Brady on the field, if it was J.J. Watt, if it was Gronkowski, any of these guys who were on the field and they were not breathing, you can't tell me that Skip Bayless would have been talking about how can the NFL postpone that game. That tweet wouldn't have been tweeted about any of those guys. So we don't, as black people, as descendants of slaves, we don't have to give Skip Bayless the benefit of the doubt that, I think he meant it in good faith or whatnot. No, we've been in situations where we were in pain and we were still told to go out there and work, or we're in pain, or we're dealing with heart attacks, or women giving birth and they're still having to go back out there and work from this culture. So we don't feel that way, like we have to give Skip the benefit of the doubt, or any Roger Goodell the benefit of the doubt. They were still thinking about their money. And at that point in the game, we were no longer thinking about that. We're thinking about a player's life. And it seems like in many situations, black life is undervalued from white culture. So that's how, that was a triggering event for a lot of people, seeing what Skip Bayless said. And that's why he got the backlash he did, especially from a lot of the black community. What are your thoughts on the Skip Bayless and how everything went down?
Yeah, he got backlash.
Those are my personal thoughts.
He got backlash from every community. I mean,
I
can't really say he was tweeting that because the player was black, right? I can't.
Do you think he would have tweeted that if the player was?
I I mean, I can't say because I don't know Skip Bayless personally, right? So I can't speak on that behalf, right? But it's like really like just the thought of like anyone, right? Like even a former athlete, right? Obviously, Skip Bayless, he's not a former athlete, right? He didn't play in the NFL or the NBA.
This guy.
And so this is just why I say, bro, like so there comes a point in time where like you need to have like there's a limit. If you haven't played in the NFL or NBA, bro, there's a limit on what you can say about the players, right?
Yeah.
And it's clear he obviously doesn't think like a player, right?
Yeah.
Even every like retired NFL player, retired NBA player, they've all said, hey, the NFL should have postponed that game. LeBron James last night, even after the game, he's like, I like the NFL's decision to postpone the game, bro. Mm-hmm. And it's like Skip Bayless, he obviously hasn't played, so he's not thinking that way, right?
He's not even thinking in those
He's
terms.
thinking, hey, this is a important game, the seeding or whatnot, right? As a retired NBA or like retired just NFL player, right? They know what that can be like. They're like, hey, that could be me on the field, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the fans or whatnot who are complaining about that, they're not thinking about that. So you're right. It is eye opening though to see who's thinking like this.
And there's people who think like how Skip Bayless was saying it. He said we misunderstood his tweet. I'm like, so 100 million people are getting on your case, and we all are the ones who are in the wrong. We're all the ones who don't understand how to read a tweet, or we don't have reading comprehension. No, you're going to have to humble yourself, Skip, and you're going to have to apologize correctly.
Just apologize straight up.
Hopefully, the situation does not get worse for Damar, because then you're really going to have to answer some questions. But to see the pride of this man and to see how he's still trying to hold on to, he wasn't saying that. At this moment, Skip Bayless, the best thing you could have done.
A lot of people want Skip Bayless fired, bro.
The last thing he could have said, the best thing he could have done was just simply say, this is not about me right now. The tweet bothered everybody so bad. Let me take this tweet down. This ain't a time to stand on your box. This ain't a time to be like, I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking truth to power. No, you're not doing that. You're just giving an opinion on somebody who's in a critical condition. It triggered a lot of people. Get that mess up out of there. Like, don't, this ain't the time. It's not the time, not the place.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of pride there.
People a lot of people want Skip Bayless fired, bro. And this is not just one situation, bro. A lot of people have had problems with him in the past. So it's like,
I knew this man
Matt
was
Barnes,
off.
I believe, said this is the icing on the cake, Skip.
Yeah.
You need to go, bro. So it's like,
Hey, I was just watching a couple of weeks ago, him and Shannon Sharp is his co-host on Undisputed, and I guess he told Shannon Sharp, Brady's way better than you were, and he was basically discrediting Shannon Sharp's opinion because he was saying Brady's better than Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp's like, why are you trying to take this thing personal? Mm-hmm. Shannon Sharp was on there. He said, I'm better than you. Richard Sherman had to get on Skip Bayless years back. He said, hey, I'm 24 years old, and I'm better at life than you at this point. And then Skip Bayless said, hey, let's not make it personal. He said, are you better than Darrelle Revis? And Richard Sherman said, I'm better than you. You can go watch that clip on YouTube. It was just funny. And Stephen A is sitting there just like, he wants to laugh, but not on air. So, there's a lot that goes back.
Like honestly, like in my time living, right, like every like reporter that like hasn't played the game or whatnot, they have some level of respect, right? Because just from being around, because if you're a reporter like Stephen A. Smith, right, he's never been in the pros, right, but he's constantly daily on ESPN with other NFL retired players or whatnot, right? So he has that input, and you can tell he actually values it, right?
Yeah.
Skip Bayless obviously doesn't value someone who's played in the sports industry opinions, right? Mm-hmm. He just cares about his. I'm right, this and that. I've been doing this analytics and thing.
He looks at these people as robots almost.
In a sense, that's what I kind of got to.
LeBron James, the greatest player of our generation, really. I think just a couple tweets before, Skip Bayless was talking about how LeBron James isn't Jordan-like or Jordan-esque. Who are you talking to? What are you talking to? Why are you talking about LeBron? Why are you know what I'm saying? Like, we're looking at these people, and the reason why I bring race into the situation is because of the fact that, Skip Bayless, you're speaking about this man. You're speaking about this culture, they're triggered, and you're still you're just staying on. You can't apologize. You can't humble yourself and apologize. Lisa Salters, she's not on the field. She's on the TV crying. Ryan Clark wasn't on the field. He's a former football player. He's on the TV crying. We don't want to see anybody crying. But I'm saying these people were journalists who could understand that these players are going through it. Skip Bayless, you're on here talking about
there was
the
no remorse,
game.
bro. There's no remorse.
No remorse. Man, and the remorse was almost like let me throw the remorse out there because I have to say this. Yeah. Prayers up for him. How is the NFL going to not finish this game? And when people call you on something, listen, I've been a public speaker. I've gotten in front of groups of people and said things that triggered crowds the wrong way. Had to get right back up there the next week or whatnot and say, hey, I could have tried to explain myself and been like, I was trying to say this. No, I never said that. I was saying this. No, it triggered a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people took this, were offended, XYZ. That was not my intention. I apologize. I should not have said that. You have to know how to apologize. This is a 50-year-old white man, probably older than 50-something. Skip Bayless is probably in his 60s. Yeah, and he don't know how to apologize. Don't try to force people like that to see it from your perspective. Yeah. I wouldn't even. That's why I was glad Shannon Sharp didn't even show up to the show. He don't need to try to get up there. People are saying, I hope Shannon Sharp checks him. No, it's not his job to check him. If this man doesn't understand that this man was fighting for his life and it's not the time nor the place to say something, he doesn't understand. This man's in his 50s or 60s. It's not your job to try to teach him about, hey, that wasn't really the moment to say something. If you don't know, you don't know.
If you can't see that, covering sports.
And apologize.
Covering sports as long as Skip Bayless just covers sports. If you can't see that,
covering sports for that long.
I don't know if you really qualify for the job.
I'm like does he have children? Does Skip Bayless have children?
I don't even know.
Because I'm wondering, as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I'm thinking from the perspective of if I'm a parent, how would you even be talking like that? Yeah. You know, thinking about your player on the field. But this isn't about Skip Bayless. If that was your son, that really went through the roof all night, yesterday night and all night. People have been talking about Skip Bayless. Do you think he'll be fired for his tweet?
I don't know, bro. Just cancel culture, bro. It's nothing. I mean, he really could be fired, bro.
He said a lot of other stuff before, hasn't been fired. I would be surprised if he's fired.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's fired.
I would be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's fired. Okay. But with that being said, bro, like I think me personally, like, Skip Bayless, like he just gotta step down, bro. It's like, bro, you've done so much stuff in the past, and then Matt Barnes, like he said, bro, you really did put the icing on the cake, bro. And it's like
icing on the cake, huh?
Put the icing on the cake, bro. It's like just step down, bro. And then not even that, bro. It's like there comes a point in time, bro. Where it's like, yo, you obviously your inexperience in the NFL and NBA is showing, right? Yeah. So you're on like a professional athlete level. You're talking with a lot of people who's played sports now.
Right.
And so you don't even have that experience to really put into your debates.
You're debating with these champion people,
telling
as
them
if
straight
your
up they're
opinion
wrong.
is on the same level as you. Who was he just debating with? Shannon Sharp, LeBron, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. And the thing about it is, this is the thing. Skip Bayless, he's talking about like the best of our athletes, honestly. Like this man's out there talking about
saying, "Oh, you're not as good as him."
I'm talking about belittling people. Kwame Brown is someone who's always talked about, "Hey, Skip Bayless, this man shouldn't be talking to me about me at all." Kwame Brown, a lot of people know him or remember he was the number one draft pick in Stephen A. Skip Bayless, a lot of people had a lot to say about him that was negative. And he's like, I'm just a kid coming out of high school, and people was already talking trash about me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people.
He was even saying something about LeBron James' son, about like a few months ago, like how good he was or whatnot. It's like he's going at everyone, all the athletes.
He goes
bro.
at all these athletes, a lot of them black, and it's like we don't want to hear your opinion, talk and mess about these great athletes, these people who have beat odds and done everything and become one of a few thousand players to play in the NFL or play in the NBA. And your little self is sitting up here just being a journalist or a reporter speaking for the other side. We don't want to hear it. We done with that. It's 2023. We done with hearing what your opinion is, and we don't give you the benefit. I don't give you the benefit. I can't speak for everyone, but I don't give you the benefit of the doubt at all, especially when I see other reporters and how they were able to take that to heart. They were able
other
to
reporters
be like,
who didn't even play in the NFL.
Didn't play, yeah.
They were having that reaction.
I'm watching Lisa Salters on TV barely hold it together. She's just trying to do her part.
Scott Van Pelt.
Even Scott Van Pelt had somewhere more.
Ryan
like, he's
Clark,
just like, man, how do we move on from this?
Like Ryan Clark, they all had to go on ESPN like way before their time, bro. Because I mean, so Scott Van Velt wasn't set to go on ESPN until like another 3 hours till after the game, but he had to go on there right then with his emotions.
The tweet didn't bother me. So I mean, the tweet was bad. It was the way he tried to apologize. I said, oh, he's in his pride right now, his ego. He can't help himself.
The tweet didn't bother me as much.
Wow,
it had nothing to do with me, obviously, right? Yeah. But it's like, yo, you tweet this wild man on the field, and right when I saw the tweet, I was like, oh, I sent it to my friend. I was like, he's gonna have some lashback or whatnot. Within minutes, bro, people are on him, right? So it's like,
oh, the memes are about to start.
Videos. But it's just like you said, bro, just apologize while you can, bro. Just apologize, be like, straight up, I was wrong. Like, it's not even about me, bro, or whatnot. I'm praying for Damar Hamlin. But even like you said, like in his words, right, it just sounded like he just like, oh, let me put something out there. He's like, y'all misunderstood or whatnot.
Y'all misunderstood. Go read the tweets for yourself, man. Go read all of it for yourself. There's a verse in the Bible, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, you'll be judged with the same measure you judge. So Skip Bayless judges all those athletes very hard. LeBron can score. LeBron can go off, and he's like, well, he didn't do it like Jordan. He's lost in the finals. Kobe Bryant could hit 81 points, and he's like, oh, he didn't score 100. Patrick Mahomes can do something, and he's like, he's not Joe Montana. Like he'll say anything to make a statement or belittle a great athlete, and
you gotta understand how hard it is to do those legendary stuff that the players are doing.
We gonna judge him with the same amount of judgment he judges Kyrie Irving. Hey, he said a tweet. He didn't say the tweet. He posted a video. Everybody else interpreted the tweet. Skip Bayless is one of the people who was on him. So we gonna judge him with the same amount of judgment he judged Kyrie Irving. We gonna judge him with the same amount of judgment he judged Colin Kaepernick. We gonna judge him with the same amount of judgment he judges LeBron James. And he don't give them no grace. We're not giving Skip Bayless no grace. We got scripture for that. We're gonna bring out the Bible on that one. So with the same amount of judgment you judge other people, we're gonna judge. And then what a beautiful thing about Damar Hamlin, because I'm tired of talking about Skip Bayless now. Damar Hamlin, it's a beautiful thing. People went back to his Instagram. His last post was him doing a toy drive for the children. And you hear him
raised
speaking.
over like $4 million by now for his drive.
He had a goal of $2,500 to raise for the children in his local community. And I don't know if he was going to match the donations or what, but he was trying to do a toy drive. It was at $2,500 was the goal. I think now you said $4 million?
Yeah, it's over $4 million.
Last time I checked, it was at $1 million. $4 million for the people in his community. This was a drive he was doing. I guess a nonprofit that he has going, chasing M's. You can go and donate. You can go look this man up. No matter what happens with this man, it just seems like this man's light is shining now.
He's blessing other people, man.
Blessing other people, even in his.
He's being selfless,
hurt and pain.
Yeah, he's being selfless.
So that's the beautiful thing to see. I've listened to interviews because, to be honest, I didn't know him before this game.
I didn't know him either. He's a new player, so
he's newer. Yeah,
he's 24 years old. He got drafted, I believe, at 23. So I mean,
second year.
He got drafted in 2021. So yeah, I think it's second or third year in the league. So
yeah, and you hear him talk with his mom, his dad.
It sounds like he was a good safety.
I heard something on ABC News, man. These people, man, are so salty.
Watch ABC, man.
These people were on here talking about. We could see that his teammates were emotionally distraught because they know how much Damar Hamlin has gone through to get to this point. He's had to overcome people in his life with drugs, and they just had to throw that in there. They just had to throw that in there. It had nothing to do with anything. And these 3 or 4 white people were sitting up on TV talking about Damar Hamlin had to overcome drugs. They know how hard it was for him to fight to get to the NFL. No, he has to fight white supremacy like the rest of us black people. That's what's so difficult to overcome. And he made it to the NFL still. Not he had to overcome drugs from his family members. What did that have to do with his injury, man? No, we had to deal with all you knuckleheads on TV portraying us a certain way and dealing with us a certain way and us being killed and stuff like that Man, I couldn't believe hearing that.
I didn't even see that. Yeah.
This stuff is all over social media. Y'all can go look into it a little more, but you know, we definitely wanted to get on here and just send our prayers. I've been praying for the brother since last night. That's been on my heart, just the way that situation happened. We felt that. We all felt that, and we think of our athletes. We think of our brothers who play. My man here played football. I have another brother who plays football, coaches football now. These things happen, and these things, hopefully we as humans learn from these situations and say, hey, how do we take care of those situations? This brought up a conversation with my other brother. I said, hey, when you go do the refereeing at the sports, he referees a whole bunch of children's sports, does scorekeeping. Are there ambulance there? Is there ER medics there? He said, no, there's none. I said, man, you need to think about it. You need to think about those situations.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be in a situation, you reffing a game, someone pass out, and everyone's sitting there don't know what to do. And you all just watch that child die or whatnot. Those aren't things you want to be in. So there's a lot happening. That the story's going to develop more. We're going to know more about Damar Hamlin's situation.
Keep y'all tuned to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We hoping it gets better, man.
Yeah, we hoping Damar Hamlin gets better
right now,
and that the situation, we can learn from it and move forward. Do you think that this game will just go ahead and be a draw?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
Some people are saying Buffalo forfeited the game. I disagree with that.
Come on,
they didn't forfeit the game.
Come on, bro. Like it's just like, I really can't say, because how the NFL moves or whatnot, they move like a business, so they're gonna do whatever's in their best interest, right? Don't be surprised they try to get this game in still.
Right. Yeah.
They're
towards the end of the season. I think there's only 2 more weeks left.
There was only one there. So
after this week,
after this game, it's supposed to be 1 week left.
So this upcoming weekend, would be the last game.
Yeah, it would be the last game. So, and you're heading into the playoffs. But I'm telling you, bro, players got questions now, bro. The playoffs.
I wouldn't get back on the field if I thought, hey, if I pass out, y'all gonna try to keep playing the game.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
And then NFL, they don't have guaranteed checks. Those guys, are actually one of the most dangerous sports. I can't really think of a sport more dangerous. Maybe boxing,
because they get hit every play. It's like, hey, and then that was such a normal play. But I was watching this one guy. He was saying that some NFL players have to fight for healthcare in their contracts.
See, man,
and it's like that shouldn't even, like, you shouldn't have to, like, you going out there every play getting hit.
Yeah,
like, you shouldn't have to be fighting for healthcare, bro. That should just put in the contracts, bro. It's like, come on, man.
Right, so a lot of people are looking at the NFL like, man, what organization y'all running over there? Mm-hmm. Y'all running this, you know what I'm saying? There's so many things with the NFL, man. I knew Skip Bayless was an issue, though, going back to him. This man was on TV talking about Tim Tebow. Y'all can go watch the film. It made Stephen A. Smith had to walk off the set on this. He said Tim Tebow is more box office than Kobe Bryant. Internationally respected, internationally known, world champion, world USA champion, represented the USA, went over there and won the championship, redeemed team Kobe Bryant, 5-time NBA champion Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He said Tim Tebow is more. Some of y'all don't know who Tim Tebow is. Some of y'all really don't know who Tim Tebow is. He said Tim Tebow is more box office than Kobe Bryant. I knew. I was like, oh, I can't watch Skip Bayless no more. I just couldn't after that.
I'm telling you, man.
I said either he's being a clown on purpose or he just is one.
Yeah, but it's just like not having that experience as an NBA or NFL player, bro. They're thinking differently, bro. So it's like, you don't have the experience. You need to be listening to people who play in the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm out here arguing with an NBA or NFL player and they're telling me, no, this is how it is or whatnot, I'm not going to be like, no, you're wrong. It's this, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yo, I never played. So it's like, you got more experience than me. I'm listening to you.
Right.
You know?
And so sometimes we just have to teach people how to handle situations and how to behave in certain situations. And I think the world is teaching people like Skip Bayless and others who were thinking along those lines, teaching them, hey, in this moment, you don't say that.
You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, like, protocol for you is proper etiquette in those moments, you know. And so, as I said, it wasn't. There were plenty of people of all races. There were men and women of all ages who were supporting Damar Hamlin. They were in support of the game being canceled. They weren't thinking about all that stuff. But obviously there's some people who are just thinking of the money. Obviously, I don't think any of the people who were there watching the situation happen
was like, yo, we need to play.
Yeah, none of the people there, all of them looked like they didn't even want to continue playing. It's kind of tough to shift your mind from that to be like, all right, let's go beat this team.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. And then the players obviously emotionally were not supported to do that.
It's like you don't even know if he was breathing, bro. And y'all asking them to go out there. It's like,
bro, people just watching the game were shook. People who weren't even on the field.
People were in the
people
stadium.
Were watching on TV shook. Mm-hmm. They were just like, did we just watch a man die playing in the NFL? Yeah. Like, did we just watch him get hit and then he died?
Yeah.
So we still don't know. Prayers are up for him. Hey, we got off of our podcast yesterday, and I think within 5 minutes, you're like, man, this just happened. I was like, we need to do it. But I said, no, let's wait. We waited to see
we wanted
what
to get
happened.
some more details before you came on, because,
yeah.
Obviously.
And this was before everything with Skip Bayless. So that just got added into this conversation. The conversation really, it's a shame that it's even brought up with him. But I appreciate it because there are a lot of people who thought like Skip Bayless, and a lot of people who were thinking about, there's a lot of people who had money on the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
People had money on the game. The playoffs are on the line. The number 1 seed is on the line. So this was affecting more players even outside of those two teams. Mm-hmm. So everyone was watching that game. This is a big time thing. But if you can't put that aside for life, and as I said, if you're a white person saying stuff like Skip Bayless did, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. Black life has been undervalued for too long. We saw Colin Kaepernick take a knee protesting black life being lost. NFL was ready to murder him. The NFL blacklisted him. And he was protesting, hey, black lives are being killed. Innocent black lives are being killed. Not people going and trying to kill the police and then they get shot. People who it's turning out that it was just an accident they got shot. Oh, we accidentally shot him instead of tased him. We accidentally choked him too long. We accidentally did this or whatever. People are dying, and Colin Kaepernick was protesting, and Skip Bayless, the rest of the NFL, so many people were just talking bad about this man and blacklisted this man from the NFL. And after he's protested, there were more murders from police on black men, women, and children. So we know that he was protesting something in the right. So yeah, black life has been undervalued too long for us to let Skip Bayless get a pass, or any white commentator, white spokesperson on TV to get a pass about talking about move on from the game. Or, oh, I didn't mean to say that. Nah, you probably meant to say that. Yeah. We ain't having it. We just don't want to hear you talk no more.
Yeah,
Skip Bayless, you gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I'd be surprised if he actually gets fired. I'd be surprised.
Why would you be surprised?
He's a white man who's been doing this thing for a long time. Yeah. So it would be nice. It would be a shift. It would be a nice start to 2023 to see, hey, someone can get fired over these comments.
I mean,
or lack of sympathy.
Yeah. I mean, race doesn't really have anything to do with me for the situation. Mm-hmm. But I see what you're saying. But,
I feel you.
I mean, it's just the situation alone. I'm like, yo, just based off of this situation alone, bro. It's like, I don't care if you white, black, or whatnot, bro.
Right.
For you to come out here and say that, bro, and then not be able to apologize, it's like, come on, bro. It's
yeah,
like people are naturally not gonna want
a lot.
People naturally are not gonna want to listen to you no more when you're on the show talking about sports. It's like, this man didn't even care about this dude who couldn't breathe on the field for 10 minutes or close to that or whatnot.
And Skip Bayless's tweet caused more issues. Like, there's more people viewing that and having an issue with it than Kyrie Irving's tweet. Mm-hmm. When Kyrie Irving tweeted, there was a group of people who were offended. There were a group of people who were saying they were offended. The backlash was not like with what Skip Bayless said.
Yeah.
And Kyrie Irving,
didn't he delete his tweet, or did he? Did he not?
Kyrie Irving did delete his tweet.
He deleted his tweet.
He had to apologize. They were on him. He had to donate. He had to do all types of stuff.
So Skip
Bayless no one's life was on the line based on the tweet. Skip Bayless tweeted his while someone's life is on the line. So in that moment, he couldn't tap into a humanity in that moment and be like, hey, someone's life is on the line right now. I don't need to be tweeting about that situation.
Kyrie so he needs to be held to the same standards that Kyrie was,
and the same standard he judged Kyrie by.
Go take the sensitivity. Go take the sensitivity classes and all that, bro.
And do it while you're not hired at Fox Sports anymore. Do it while you're not hired. So,
or at least ESPN got to suspend him, bro.
Yeah, he's with Fox Sports now. But hey, everyone is talking about ESPN needs to fire him. They still remember him from ESPN. They're like, they need to fire him. And people are bringing back tweets that he said. People are bringing back tweets he said. People are bringing back comments he said. So, Fox Sports though, if they get the views and stuff, I don't see them firing him. Well, I mean, for the most part, white people get transferred. They don't get fired for stuff they say, especially stuff they do when it is involving a black person. So that would just prove more so the point that, hey, all them people is looking out for each other, and that's what it is. And as I said, this is my take on the situation.
Hey, Shannon Sharp can just come out here and be like, "Hey, I don't want to work with him no more."
He could.
Then they're gonna have to choose between one.
He could say that, but like I said, Skip's been in this game for a long time, man. He's got connections. People mess with him. People like him, and there's people who think like him. But there are people thinking, "How do we move on?"
But if you got over 100 million people telling you you're wrong.
Like, you don't have a wife at home who tells you, just go ahead and apologize. Honey, just take that L, apologize, and you can move forward. Skip, the next day, is having to get on TV, and instead of us talking about Damar Hamlin and how the NFL can improve on the situation, we're having to deal with Skip, and is he going to apologize?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not a part of this cancel. I've told you, I don't like the whole cancel culture where you cancel someone for one thing they say. So that's why I'm like, it's not about us canceling him. I've already been like, this isn't someone I'm following or listening to anymore. And his name is still coming up. His name is still coming up.
For other people, yeah.
Yeah,
so I mean, yeah, man.
It affected, man. The college football playoffs are next Monday, or the championship is next Monday.
What's going to happen with that.
Those players are thinking of these things. You see something like that, and you think about it, man. Mm-hmm. You definitely think about it. As I said, I've seen a number of people tear their ACL, crying out in pain. Screaming. And you're thinking, like, I don't want to play basketball at the park no more. Like, I don't want to. If this happened to me, and I'm at a park playing basketball, or I'm at a gym somewhere at 24 playing basketball, you can't help but to think, what if that's
like, how is that brother doing or whatnot, you know?
I've seen injuries, and I'm like, I'm not even playing no more today. I don't want to play no more.
Yeah.
So Damar Hamlin, man, we are sending prayers up. A lot of people are. It's an amazing power to see so many people pray. Together. Yeah, we saw so many people on live TV kneeling in prayer. Mm-hmm. That was a beautiful sight, wasn't it?
The players, yeah.
We saw church, man. We saw black people, white people, Hispanic people, Latino. We saw all of them come together, and they're kneeling down, praying on ESPN, man. When's the last time you seen a whole bunch of people praying on ESPN? It looked like a church service. I was like, is this Joel Osteen? Is he about to walk out and give you know what I'm saying? Is TD Jakes about to come out the rafters and give a sermon? Because it was church for a moment, and it was a spiritual moment, man.
You gotta understand the power in prayer, man.
The power in prayer.
It's gonna be straight.
And look at this, man. He's living. As far as right now, he's living.
And as far as
I didn't know if he was gonna make it through the night or make it in an hour. I didn't know.
People were saying he couldn't breathe, and now he's able to breathe. So I mean, you know,
they said he got a pulse back.
He got a pulse.
So everyone's prayer and intention, those things move mountains, man. Mm-hmm. They really move mountains. So, and everybody, obviously, from the tweets we've seen, everybody wasn't feeling the same spirit. So you know, there's a lot of grace. We not, you know. There's people who make mistakes or whatnot, but they can own up to it. Damar Hamlin and his family, we prayers up for him. And go listen to Damar Hamlin. Go listen to some of his interviews. Go look at his Instagram. It's a beautiful thing. It made me think, be careful what you post online, because something can happen to you and people are going to immediately go and see, hey, who is he? Who is this person? Who is she? Let me go look at her last Instagram post. And if her last Instagram post is she's cussing out somebody because they didn't make her burger right, people are like, man, this person here, you know, they gonna have less sympathy. Yeah. But they go back to this man's page, and
when they see that you're blessing others, bro, and especially young kids, bro, like that's
somebody you got to get behind and rally behind that.
That's touching, bro, because it's like, yo, you in the league, you making millions, and you being selfless, not selfish, you know?
Right?
You giving back, so I mean,
exactly,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So it's a lot of conversation being had. S&J, we wanted to make sure we got in and spoke about the conversation from our perspective. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, man. We didn't. Wow. We were planning on going 5 or 10 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
We were like, let's just talk for 5 or 10 minutes on it real quick before we move on with our day. Yeah. We've been on here for an hour talking, and the conversation is going to continue on for the rest of this week.
Yeah.
The future. But, we wanted to definitely just give an update on Damar Hamlin and his injury. and also talk about the drama that was happening on social media, specifically with Skip Bayless and those defending him, those who are thinking like him. People trying to talk about our reading comprehension was wrong. There's millions of people worldwide telling you this ain't it, man.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving was able to say, let me take this tweet down, humble myself, and apologize because I wasn't trying to offend or anyway. Skip Bayless couldn't do it, and that's what told me more than what his tweet did.
It's not even about the tweet. It's about the apology. It's like
it's about the response and heart. Yeah. The non-remorse. So, oh man, I'm
gonna say
it's a crazy
pride is the devil, man. J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say. Pride is the devil.
Yeah. Ooh. Then man. So yeah, we gonna judge Skip with the same measure he judges others, and so that's about it. This is a, what do you call it, a spontaneous episode of S&J Sports Talk and the sports world. Let us know your thoughts and comments in the videos, and we'd love to respond to them in our next video. Man. We hoping everybody has a blessed week. S&J will be back on here in a little bit.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace.